I know that I'm a 7. I know that Ashley's a 3. My dad joke is that if you put 7 and 3 together, we're a perfect 10.
You did it right that time.
I know, kindergarten math, right? But yeah, I'm curious, like, because that's as far as my Enneagram knowledge goes, is just knowing my number, knowing hers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pretend you're giving your TED Talk on Enneagram. Like, teach me.
Yeah.
What is it about it
mm-hmm.
that makes you like love it so much? You know, like it's your ride or die. If we go Fast and Furious, and like what is it that makes it work to help relationships?
I say the Enneagram helped save my marriage. Like it was a tool that God used to help save my marriage. Mm-hmm. So I'm an 8 on the Enneagram, and Jeremy's a 1.
What's that mean?
So the 8 is the challenger, and the 1 is the perfectionist. Again, 2 of the most opposite numbers.
Fire and ice.
Fire and ice. But basically, I mean, if people that aren't aware of what the Enneagram is, which would be shocking because most people know what it is now, but the Enneagram is
just me.
Just you know what the Enneagram is.
Yeah.
I'm saying like people that don't know what the Enneagram is.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like a personality typing tool, like Myers-Briggs or the color system. There's 9 types, and at any given time, you are connected to 5 types. So people say that the Enneagram like puts you in a box, but I think the Enneagram actually lets you out of the box. So as an 8, I am connected to my 7 and 9 wing. So that's 3 types right there. And then you have a line of health and you have a line of stress. So when I'm stressed, I go to a 5, and when I'm healthy, I go to a 2. So you are not like bound by your 1, 8, and like this is all you've got. I'm connected to 5 numbers on the Enneagram at any given time. I don't know what yours are. I want to look them up though. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Like, what do you go to?
So is it like every 7 is going to have these 2 same wings?
Yes. So your wings are on either side of your number. The Enneagram is a circle.
Okay. And then when I'm happy and when I'm
when you're healthy, so you grow towards a 5, which is what I stress towards. So the 5 is the intellectual. It's like the very like researchy. I want to understand how things work, why they do what they do.
That's when I'm my healthiest.
That's when you're when you're healthy, and then you stress towards a 1. So when you're stressed, you go towards like you could become very perfectionistic and critical and
oh my gosh, that's
it's
so
wild,
true.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like for me as an 8, like when I'm healthy, I go towards a 2, and I become more caring. I become more empathetic. I always say like empathy is the biggest thing that I struggle with. Like I'm like, you're good. Come on, just keep going. But when I'm growing, I
rub some dirt on it.
Exactly. I'm like I want to help people and like serve people. And when I'm stressed, so I mistype as a 5. Oh, because I'm just kind of a stressy 8. Is where like my research brain comes in, which is where like a lot of my like Instagram content is very data and statistic and study based. That's my like 5.
So you're always stressed.
No, I mean kind of, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so now I know yours and I know mine, but like how does it help in a relationship? Because like knowing that is cool, but like big whoop.
Right. Okay, so think about how that helps you understand yourself a little bit better. You're like, oh, like when I get really critical and perfectionistic, I'm not functioning in my healthiest self. So flip that and look at that from Ashley's. Like you learn all of that about Ashley's, about as a 3. And then you can see that in them, and then you can understand that like, so for me with Jeremy's a 1. So he is critical and perfectionistic and very like and I'm like blah, right? Like naturally fairly like messy, and I mean I'm organized because if I'm not I will just lose everything. But I'm not like I'm gonna say I'm not a clean person. That sounds terrible. I'm just like not like there's more important things to me than the laundry being folded and put away or like the dishes being done. Those are things that are very important to him. But if I understand a 1 and I understand why that's important to them, because the Enneagram tells you why you do what you do, not just what you do, then I can look at him and say, you're not, can I say dick?
You just did.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can edit it out if I just said it. You're not just being a dick about the dishwasher. It's part of your wiring that things need to be right. and just and done the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it helped me understand him and vice versa. So he was able to look at 8s and be like, you're not just picking a fight. It's just how you talk. You just are like expressive and loud. Or I have a betrayal complex. I always think, like, I struggle with believing people are always going to betray me. It goes back to your like childhood wound, which is a part of the Enneagram. So when he sees me like bucking up to something, now he knows me well enough to know I'm not picking a fight. I'm trying to protect myself from potentially being wounded by a betrayal. So it just gives you, like, to me, it put words to things I couldn't say about myself. So the Road Back to You is a book by Ian Morgan Crone, and it's kind of the, like, so sacrilegious, but like the Bible of the Enneagram. And it, like, the first page of each chapter is you might be a 1 if, and it's like a checklist. And that helps you find your type as well as like reading the chapters, but I couldn't get him to read the whole book because he's not a reader. But I was able to get him to like read 1 and read 8. And actually, funny story, I read him like the first page, like you might be an 8 if, and like read it off. And he was like, oh, that's really good. What'd you write that for? Like he thought it was so me that he thought I'd like written it for a blog post or something. So
I love that you're spoon feeding him this. You're like, oh, you don't want to learn about the Enneagram?
I will literally read it to you. Oh my gosh. But I did get him to read the 2 chapters.
Okay.
He did. He read 1 and he read 8.
He read them or you read them to him?
No, he actually read them. I didn't
you
read the whole
saw
chapters.
him read them?
I saw him read them. And I listened to him say things that I knew he could only know if he read them. But
I was just joking about you watching him, but you literally like watched him read this? Like,
no.
Okay.
No, I just know he read it.
But he's saying stuff and it's like, okay, he gets it.
You get it, yeah. And it gave us the tools to understand one another that I don't know that we would have found otherwise.
So you would recommend like every marriage, every relationship, I mean, maybe not if like it's like a little kids dating or something like in middle school, but like you're saying like any serious relationship, if they want to invest in themselves, invest in the other person, like know thyself, know who they're with, and like best be able to love them. I mean, it's like the 5 love languages, but like
exactly,
like even
they go in they work 5 love languages and Enneagram work very well together. It also helps me as a parent because you can type your kids by the time they're like 4 or 5 usually.
Interesting.
So like Elliot's an 8, like I am, which is interesting, and then Pacey is a 4. And so it gives you empathy and grace for your kids as well. These little people that have big emotions that they don't yet have a language to communicate. And I feel like I have to give like a necessary like caveat that people think the Enneagram is evil because it has like some potential maybe ties to the occult. It doesn't. And also like I just believe that God can redeem and use anything.
Hey y'all, we hope you loved this conversation. Here at Young Married Christian, we are on a mission to see a gospel-centered home made available for every single child in the foster care system. There are 400,000 kids in the foster care system, and there are 400,000 churches in America. Wow, that is crazy. This is absolutely a solvable problem, and we want to be a part of it. If you want to join us in that mission, text the word freedom to 833-370-1610.
833-370-1610. 833-370-1610.
I just did it.
And another thing you can do that is really helpful is to smash the like button on this video.
Smash it like Satan's face. Crush it like it's Lucifer's head.
It really helps us a ton, so smash that like button, subscribe to this channel.
That's it.
Smash the like button on this video.